Welcome to Wealth Coffee Chats, folks, for your daily live updates. Get the most out of today's episode by participating in the chat. Make sure you ask some questions, be part of the conversation, have a bit of fun, grab a coffee or a tea, take some notes, and get ready to start your day, folks. Quick few housekeeping rules, though. No spamming, no advertising or self-promotion in the chat. That's not on. Be kind and respectful to everyone when participating. And most of all, have a good time. Real estate investing can be your biggest asset. It also can be your most expensive asset when it comes to getting it right or getting it wrong, folks. It can be time-consuming, stressful, and that's why here at Positive, we have what's called a 6-star team, a full-service team that provides integrated wealth and property investing solutions and services simply designed to help you progress towards your goal of passive income through your property portfolio, folks. Make sure you check out our other podcasts on the Positive Mentor Network. Not only is there Wealth Coffee Chats, there's the Urban Property Investor. Drops every Wednesday with straight talking investing strategies and lessons with Sam Saggers. Property Investor Tales. This is where our clients, you guys, share real life stories from property investing, hosted by some of our advisors and strategists. And that's done every fortnight, dropping every Monday. Wealth, Wine and Wisdom, folks, that debriefs the week that was in the world of finance and property, hosted by yours truly, Jason Witten and Andy Fenton on Fridays. Hey, good morning, folks.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another Wealth Coffee Chat.
Hope you're well, folks, wherever you are.
There it is, team. Morning. Morning, wherever you're tuning in from today.
Early bird gets the worm, they say. Here at Positive, we offer a 6-star team. It's a team that help you at every stage of your wealth creation journey.
Well, good morning, everybody. Wealth Coffee Chats. Welcome back for another great episode of Wealth Coffee Chats. Good morning, everybody. Monday, the 20th of October, 2025. Nearly a couple of months till Christmas. Really scary stuff. I'm Jared. I'm a property investment coach here at Positive Real Estate. Now, we're going to jump straight in today. Today, we're going to be diving straight into something that every property investor needs to be doing regularly, and that is negotiating better interest rates with the banks. Interest rates are by far one of the biggest holding costs when it comes to property investing, and we want to always have our eyes on the ball with relation to this. Now, let's just check some stuff out here for a second. G'day, anyone that's jumped online, chuck it in the chat box where you're coming in from. Now, the topic for today is a little bit close to home for me. I've been doing this recently with my own portfolio and seeing some great results, and along with some of my private clients inside the Lifetime Mentoring Program. So today I'm going to share exactly what I did, some of the conversations had, and a few key phrases that make all the difference when talking to the banks. I can see we've got quite a handful of people online right now looking on. So g'day, everybody. I hope your Monday morning is going really, really well. So let's set the scene just for a few short moments. Why would we want to review our interest rates on a regular basis? Well, it's simple. Banks don't reward loyalty. They reward activity. And if you sit still quietly, the banks are just going to let your interest rate drift higher while offering better deals to new customers. There is good news here, however. You can often get those same deals and sometimes even better ones just by asking the question. It really is that simple. Now, I always tell my clients this isn't about being aggressive, loud, or rude on the phone to the banks. It's about being informed, confident, strategic. It's the bank's jobs really to make a profit. However, it's your job to protect your cash flow and your long-term position as an investor. Now, why should we review our interest rates every 6 months? I wonder. Well, I recommend doing it every 6 months. Most banks will make a note and log when you last called to review your interest rate, and they will normally check this prior to hearing what you've got to say. A lot of lenders have a policy that says something along the lines of customers are entitled to only one interest rate review every 6 months. Some banks will let you do it a little bit more often, but my experience is generally that it is every 6 months. Now, why do we do this? Because the market moves fast and small shifts in rates can add up to thousands of dollars, especially if you're across multiple properties. Let's put things into perspective just quickly. If you've got a loan for about $1 million, let's say in lending, $1 million lending, and you shave just 0.3% off your interest rate, well, that's going to amount to about a saving of $3,000 per year straight into your back pocket. $3,000, and the beauty is it's often it just takes a phone call for about 10 to 15 minutes. So set a reminder every 6 months to pick up the phone and spend about 10 minutes, sometimes 20 minutes, and make the call. You'd be surprised how much power you have as the customer. So let's talk about strategy that works. Let's talk about some of the practical stuff now. Here's the exact process I've been using lately with my own portfolio and been getting some pretty good results. I start by calling the bank, the main customer service line, you could say, and say something along the lines of, "Hi, I'd like to request a rate review on my existing home loan. I've been comparing a few others from other lenders, and I want to see what you can do before I make any moves." That's all you got to say. It's straightforward. You're setting the tone. You're serious, and you've done your homework. It's, you're showing that you're not just fishing around here, right? Sometimes just by asking for the retention team immediately tells them that you know what you're doing and you're not to be messed with, right? Number 3 is reference competing rates. When you get through to that person or that team, be ready with 1 or 2 real examples. For instance, recently I said, "Hey, I've got a quote from Bank XYZ at 6.09% variable. You guys currently have me sitting at 6.39% on a variable rate as well. And it's becoming hard to justify staying with the bank when others are offering sharper rates." Now, the trick here is to sound calm and factual, not emotional. It's just business. The next thing is really just talking about payout figures and discharge forms. This one's really, really powerful. And sometimes I'll say something like, "Can you please put me through to the retention team or the pricing team, and can you give me a discharge form sent through to my email address straight away?" This line signals that you're really serious. You're not bluffing. There's been times in the past where I've had banks drop my interest rates within 5 to 10 minutes after just using this sentence alone. So lock in and confirm, right? If they offer you a better rate, ask for confirmation via email or text. Make sure it's applied across all of your loans, not just one facility, if you've got multiple splits, that is, and be sure to make a note of who you spoke to and the time and date, and let the person know on the phone that you're making a note of this transaction. Some retention teams or pricing teams do need to call you back in the next couple of days because the matter has been escalated, and you want to have reference of that phone call. So ask for a case number or a reference number, which is great to ask for because once again, it shows you're serious, thorough, and not going to go away anytime soon. Hey, Steve. Then celebrate the wins, right? You've given yourself a pay rise here, which is absolutely fantastic. I'll share a couple of real wins from my own portfolio just recently, and then I'm going to share a couple of examples of client wins that I've had recently working alongside my private mentoring clients. One bank recently, just about 2 weeks ago, dropped me from 6.20 down to 6.19% within minutes, probably hoping that I would just go away. It was 0.1%. But then after I asked for the retention team and the retention team got involved, they dropped me down to 6.03% within 15 minutes of that escalation. No paperwork, just a verbal confirmation. And I had 2 other banks quoted at about 5.89, 5.93%. So while they didn't match, I was still very happy with the reduction of what was it, 0.17% for a 15-minute phone call. And there was no proof of these other quotes requested by the lender. Another recent example I had was I was sitting at 5.54%, which I knew was already a very solid rate. This was a P&I variable investment package rate, I should say. But when I asked for the discharge forms, they suddenly started talking to me about other options and other packages that were available, like a basic package which could reduce my loan down to 5.4% and waive the annual $395 fee. Now, the basic package didn't have all the bells and whistles like offset accounts, split accounts, fixed periods. I didn't need any of that on this particular loan that I had. So it just goes to show you need to review some of the benefits or the inclusions of these loans when you're looking at rate reviews as well. So I got that rate down to 5.42, and I already knew I was at a floor rate with this particular bank, which is fantastic. So just review the mechanisms of your loans as well. A couple of, it's not just me that's been seeing great results here. I've had quite a few of my clients recently that I've been schooling in this topic pick up the phone and ask the right questions, and they get some great results as well. So just for privacy matters, I'll use some dummy names here, but I had John and Jack, who had an investment loan with ANZ totaling $680,000. They hadn't reviewed their rates for over a year. They were sitting at 6.34% variable. After one quick call to ANZ retention team, quoting a competing offer from another bank at 5.99%, ANZ immediately reduced their rate by 0.35% across both loans. So for these wonderful clients, they saved $2,380 straight away from one 15-minute conversation. And the best part here is that they didn't have to fill out a single form along the way. Another one of my wonderful clients, Sarah, down in Geelong in Victoria, she had a single investment loan, and that was with Macquarie, sitting at around $540,000. Now, she had noticed that Macquarie were advertising some sharper rates for newer customers on their website. So she called the bank and politely asked, I'd really prefer to stay with you, but I can see that you're offering clients better rates, and I really want you to match them for me. They reviewed her file, called her back 24 hours later, and they dropped the rate by 0.25%. That was a saving of $1,350 annually. No refinance, no switching banks, just asking the question. So, team, this morning, I wanted to get on and just talk about the moral of the story. You don't need to refinance every single time rates move. Sometimes you just need to remind the bank that you're paying attention. These are the same conversations that all of us can be having, and the savings, as you can see, are absolutely worth it. And the key takeaway for everyone today is that you don't get what you deserve, you get what you negotiate. We should all be doing this. So just to recap, some of the key phrases that work for me, and they seem to consistently work for me because I ring up and do this every 6 months, as we all should be. I've been offered a sharper rate elsewhere. Can you match or beat it? Can I ask or can I speak to the retention team or the customer pricing team or customer loyalty team, in fact? Can you send me discharge forms and a payout figure now? Also say, I'd really prefer to stay with you if you can make this competitive. These are calm, assertive, and signal you know the game. So just to wrap this one up today, make interest rate reviews part of your investor routine. It's a simple yet powerful habit that we all should be using, and it can compound over time, just like your portfolio grows. So set a calendar reminder every 6 months. That's what I do. Just have it in your reminders. And within a week or two of that reminder going on, pick up the phone. Have your current interest rate handy. Have one or two competing banks quoted handy as well, because the banks will ask you. Call, ask for an interest rate review, and don't be afraid to use the right language. So if you've done a rate review recently and you got a good result, drop it in the comments below. Let's all share what our winnings and our success has been. I'd love to hear some wins and celebrate them with you along the way. And if you haven't done this year or in the last 6 months, then make the call this week. Make it your goal between now and Friday. You're going to pick up the phone, ask for the retention team, quote some competitive rates, and tell them you're not happy with your current rate and you're going to leave and go to other business. Remember, it's your money, it's your portfolio and your future. So nice, short, sharp one for today, team. That's it for Wealth Coffee Chats, Monday, the 20th of October. I hope you've enjoyed today's power lesson. Thanks for joining me. And as always, stay smart, stay patient, keep growing your wealth through property investing, and jump on the phone and hit those banks up for better interest rates, team. Hope you've all got lots out of it today. Thanks, Bob. Thanks, Jeff. Thanks, Lucinda. A few private messages coming in as well. I hope you've all got lots out of it. jump on those phone teams, find that 15 minutes and get the job done. And that's it from me, guys. That's it for another Wealth Coffee Chat. I hope you've enjoyed today and have a great week ahead. Look after yourselves. Bye for now.
Thanks for watching another episode of Wealth Coffee Chat, folks. Make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you never miss a thing when we go live. Improve your portfolio and investing game, folks, with Wealth Coffee Chats live every morning at 8:10 each weekday. Make sure you join us. Previous episodes are also available wherever you get your podcasts, folks, as well as our other podcasts from the 6-Star team here at positivementor.com.au.